Good afternoon. Before I start, I'd like to take a moment to tell you what is in front of me here. And this is a Chinese character, means love. And all the way around this word, and it's an entire Bible verse about love. And this was a banner given to me by American missionary in Hong Kong, and Ivy and Emerson Wu, and I'm really precious about it. And I think this has a very special meaning for me for what I want to say. Today I'm going to talk about the role of mother. Today is not Mother's Day. Mother's Day is in May. But personally, September is even more a special month for me. My mother passed away on September 21st, 2003. She stayed in nursing home for 6 years before she passed away. It was because of her we started our nursing home ministry, and this ministry continued for all these years, 17 years. And this year, 2019, it marked the 17th year of our nursing home ministry. Our program has been very well received by the residents, and we are very blessed with this ministry. Every September, I think a lot about my mother, and from my own experience for being a mother for 3 sons. Every time I think about motherhood, my thought always channeled to 3 words: angel, teacher, and friend. Let me read the proverb, chapter 31, verse 10 to 31. A wife of noble character who can find? She is worth far more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the day of her life. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She is like the merchant ship, bringing her food from afar. She gets up when it's still dark. She provides food for her family and portions for her servant girls. She considers a field and buys it. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She set about her work vigorously. Her arm is strong for her task. She sees that her trading is profitable, and her lamp does not go out at night. In her hand she holds the distaff and grasps the spindle with her fingers. She opens her arms to the poor and extends her hands to the needy. When it snows, she has no fear for her household, for all of them are clothed in scarlet. She makes covering for her bed. She is clothed in fine linen and purple. Her husband is respected at the city gate, where she takes his seat among the elder of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them, and supplies the merchant with sashes. She is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Give her the reward she has earned, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. You know, Hebrew has an old saying. It says, men build houses, women build family. Because God cannot physically be with each family, He created mother so that He can deliver His love through mother to each family. I really like a saying. It was said by the Irish people. Now listen to this. It says, a man loves his sweetheart the most, his wife the best, but the mother, the longest. Through the history, there are so many things changed. So many things changed. But there is one thing that's not changed. That is the love from mother. Mother's heart is naturally connected to her children. The role of mother. The role of mother. When I thought about what is the role of mother, I thought about angel, teacher, and a friend. Angel, teacher, and a friend. They do not change through the history. Let's talk about the role as an angel. Angel has many roles. One of the roles is to protect. To protect. Mother is ordained by God to perform certain angel's role to protect her children. Here I do not mean that the mother is the angel. What I mean is mother is ordained by God and is given the natural ability, the instinct, and the love needed to protect her children. A mother can hear babies crying before anybody else. Isn't that true? Often mother is the last one to go to sleep and the first one get up in the whole household. Let's look at this noble woman. The one we just read from the proverb. What did she do? She support her husband. She worked vigorously. Her hand provide. She prepared food, clothes, and beddings, and many things that she did. My husband and I love a writer named Emma Bombeck. She said, there is no one-size-fits-all model for being a mother, but every mother is busy. Every mother starts her job with a bag of diaper and a doctor's phone number without formal job training. She washed the thousands of loads of clothes and cooked the thousands and thousands of meals. All these trivial and routine things, day after day, over and over, prove one thing. Every mother is a working mother. Why? Because she is ordained by God to carry out the role as an angel. I remember one day when I walked into the nursing home. I visited the nursing home very often, especially when my mother was there. As usual, I talked to her, I encouraged her to eat, and then here comes her favorite part. I soaked and massaged her feet in warm water. A good feeling pleased her and brought a smile to her face. Perhaps because it was a rainy day. One of my childhood memories that came to my mind. I raised my head. I asked my mother, Mama, do you remember the terrible storm that came when I was only 4 years old? That night was so dark and the wind was so strong. Mom, you told me the hurricane was coming, but I did not understand. You wrapped me with a blanket and placed me under my bed. I was terrified. Actually, I was more concerned if there are bugs under my bed than a storm. Mom, you sit next to me and reach out to me and you put your hand on me. And then suddenly, the house rumbled with a loud noise. The roof collapsed. Our lives were barely spared under a pile of debris. But do you remember, Mama? Your hand did not leave my chest for a second. There was a moment of silence. Then I started to see the memory come back to her. It was juggling in her mind. Then she said, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I remember my hand was touching my little sweetheart. You know, tears streamed down my face. Tears streamed down my face. I told her, Mama, the little sweetheart you touched has grown up. And she has touched many others. That day, when I walked down the hallway, I saw many mothers in the twilight of their years, sitting in a wheelchair. I know each of them has many such stories to tell. Each one of them has touched many hearts with love. Mother, like an angel, protecting her children. The second role of the mother, as a teacher. Let's go back and look at the noble woman again. How does he teach her children? Well, it seems like the whole passage didn't mention about teaching this word. But I believe that she taught her children by example and by actions. Let's see. She's a good planner and prepared for the season. She is a hard worker. She's a professional business manager. She has a good heart and helps the poor. She is pretty and she dressed very nicely. She has a strength and a dignity. She is talented and full of wisdom. She loves her children. Out of all the characters, I believe the most important one is fear God. Fear God. Her children watched her day after day, year after year. Eventually, her characters and mannerisms were rubbing off on their children. They adopted her pace and philosophy for themselves. Her teaching influenced their lives. She's a good teacher. So we have mother has the role as an angel, mother has the role as teacher, and the last one, the role as a good friend. What is a good friend? What is a good friend? A good friend is a person you can share your heart honestly. For parents and children, the precious friendship is the fruit of having the mother who has done her job as an angel and as a teacher. This noble woman earned her respect. Her children and her husband admired her. She is admired by all the people in her town. Psalm 127 verse 3 said, "Children are a gift from the Lord." Yes, one day your children will grow. No longer they need your protection as an angel. No longer they need you to sit by them and teach them. They may even know more than you do. Angels' role fades away. Teachers' role fades away. This is the time. Friendship replaced the previous relationships. Nevertheless, this is an earned relationship. You earn it because you have worked hard for the first two. Mother's role: angel, teacher, and a friend. These are the privileges God gives to every mother. But God also holds every mother accountable. Proverbs chapter 12 verse 4 said, "A wife of noble character is her husband's crown, but a disgraceful wife is like a decay in his bones." At the end, I want to tell you something very interesting to me. It's a very interesting conversation between me and my son, my youngest son, Randy. One day, Randy said to me, I don't know what came to his mind. He said, "Mommy, I think my daddy is very smart. He fixed my toys. And I think my two older brothers, they are smart too." I said, that's very good. How about you, Randy? And he said immediately, "I'm smart, I think so." And then I asked Randy, I said, "How about your mommy?" It was a silence, a pause. And I looked at him, waiting for his answer. And finally, he looked at me and he said, "Mommy, you cook well." You see that? You see that? "Mommy, you cook well." In children's mind, it's not how many degrees you have. It's not what kind of job you have, what kind of things you do. "Mommy, you cook well." Very basic things from day to day. So be an angel, be a teacher, and be a friend for your children. Thank you.